Welcome to part 2 of episode 8. We're going to get a mix together now on our parts, and for what it's worth, we've got drums, we've got a bass guitar part, we have an acoustic guitar part, and now we have a lead guitar part. So let's play around with the mix a little bit, shall we? Okay, here we go. Here's up at the top, we have our kick drum, our snare, our bass, our acoustic guitar, and our lead electric guitar. You can see, remember I punched in a couple of spots on the lead guitar because I wasn't that great. Made a few mistakes. Making mistakes is a way of life with me. Okay, what do we got? Let's play. Let's hit play and see what it sounds like. Okay, if you notice, take a look at the overall level here. You'll see I've left myself some headroom. Let's get up into the song. See, I've got like -12 right there on my peaks, so I've got plenty of room to play around. I'm not going to get in trouble by pushing these faders, changing the levels. Anyway, so we have headroom. You notice I just brought that kick drum up. I like that kick drum. It drives the song. I got to be honest with you, this sounds pretty darn good to me. If you've noticed, I've already panned the electric guitar a little bit to the left on the record. I listened to it, and sure enough, it was panned to the left, and I thought, and the acoustic guitar was on the right, so hey, I have no original ideas. So anyway, I've got it panned a little bit to the left, and the acoustic guitar a little bit to the right. You know something? I have a quirk, and I'm going to admit it to you right now. If I have a channel, and I've got things panned left and right, and they're similar instruments, I do this, left and right. That way I don't feel backwards or anything. So I want to put a little bit of reverb. I've chosen a reverb that I use. It's this reverb right here. It's a Universal Audio, and it mimics a plate reverb, an EMT 250. Very famous reverb back from the 70s and 60s too, I think. I don't know. Anyway, it's a plate reverb. It's an actual physical piece of metal, and you put a transducer on the metal to vibrate the metal. Then you put a microphone in the case with that piece of metal, and you move it around until that vibrating piece of metal puts out a reverb. So let's put a little bit more reverb on this guitar. Oh, and here I've already panned this is a mono plate. Most plates were mono, and these people keep driving around my house. Anyway, so I've got it panned over in the same area as the guitar. So I'm going to solo the guitar, and you notice that the plate solos as well. This is what happens with an effects return. And here is the send for the effects return. So there's already reverb on the amp, and this is adding just a little bit more reverb to it. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. I just had the idea. Okay, we already had a mix going before I did the lead guitar part, and this mix here, the only thing I've changed is I brought up the kick drum a little bit. I've added just a little bit of reverb to the lead guitar. I don't hear any. I don't think I need to add any tone or any compression or anything. Everything sounds right. That's the goal when you start recording something. You know, when I started recording that lead guitar part, I got the mic in the place where I knew it worked, and I recorded it and I played it back and went, yeah, okay, that works. I moved it once or twice, to, okay, does this sound right? Does this sound right? and adjust the amplifier a little bit, to get the tremolo the way I wanted it to sound. So I had the sound that I wanted before I started recording the episode. And here we get the result. We get a payoff because, look, I'm not having to do any EQ. I'm not having to do any compression. It's just turning up and it's laying into the track and it's sounding nice. Well, not much mixing going on there, huh? But that's okay, because the tracks are working together well, and you only need to mix as much as you need to mix. So that's a good thing. We're going to return to For What It's Worth to do more tracking here in a couple of episodes. And be aware, I'm going to post some audio files on the Record Mix Repeat website so you guys can download those files, put them in your DAW, replace some of the parts I'm doing, or do some overdubs and do some mixing, and then post your results on the website so the other people watching the series can hear what you're doing in your home studio. Ought to be fun, huh? The next episode, we're going to look at the basics of microphones, the different types out there, and the applications of use for them. So, if you haven't already done it, please subscribe and continue watching the rest of the Home Studio Series for Beginners course here at Record Mix Repeat. I'm your host, Rusty Smith, and thanks for watching.